We're looking at green and inclusive transportation. Do you think in the modern age this is really achievable?
I absolutely do, yeah. I mean, I think that some of the things that we're working on together with the government stakeholders, either be it on a country government or on a city level, things like shifting to cleaner modes of transportation, so things like the Shift to Rail program in Europe, or let's say avoiding CO2 emissions, for instance, congestion charging that's taking place in cities, or also things like advanced parking management, where you can avoid the laps of the cars going around. And also, what's incredibly important is also improving the efficiency and the let's say the emissions footprint of the existing infrastructure. So things like optimizing the throughput and the energy expenditure. You can move more passengers with less energy through a lot of digital solutions that are coming up to an optimization, or things also like increasing the availability of the systems through better services. So there are a lot of things that are going on that are going to have a positive impact on the environment.
I can see that the green aim is achievable, but one of the concerns is that to achieve the green you've got to spend more and more, which pushes prices up. So does that then affect the problems of making transportation available to all?
Well, actually, a lot of these technologies are also have a good return on investment. So, for instance, by reducing energy in the systems, you also save on energy costs. Or by increasing the availability, you save on expenditures there. Or by increasing the throughput, you get with the same amount of energy, you can carry a lot more passengers and get a higher revenue stream. So a lot of these benefits for the environment actually also have a good return on investment in themselves. So, yes.
And you've been talking about infrastructure and the importance of infrastructure. Do we now need to think more in terms of joining up infrastructures, if you like, to get people and different countries and different governments that are talking more about how they connect between themselves?
Yes, I mean, there are a lot of trends in that direction. For instance, let's say interoperability within Europe. There are a lot of discussions going on in order to get the networks to be able to be used interoperably. We also have a lot of discussions, for instance, on intermodal transport. So that means not necessarily just between the different governments, between different cities, getting the different modes of transport connected on systems, and also things like when infrastructure investments are being made, cross-border investments can solve bottleneck problems in multiple countries if the countries get together and focus on these investments. So, yes.
How important is something like ITF to achieving these kind of aims?
I have to say I was very impressed. I think everybody here took this extremely seriously. What I also liked is that everybody had a voice. So you had the pedestrians, you had the bicyclists, you had the rail, you had the flight, the aircraft representatives. Everybody was treated fairly. There was a lot of dialogue. You could hear about best practice solutions. I was very impressed at the large quantities of the countries who sent their ministers here. So definitely, I think this is an excellent forum with all the stakeholders at the table where we can really reach a lot of people.